So, in case you've been living under a rock, this last week was the long-awaited alpha test for Riot's League of Legends fighting game 2XKO. People were crazy excited for this, understandably so, considering the game is backed by such a juggernaut IP as League, and is made by an all-star roster of fighting game community members, with players such as Marlinpie, Pat the Flip, Apology Man, and Yohoshi on the dev team. With all this positive PR surrounding the game, the alpha was sure to be a huge success, and it was. I personally sunk more hours into it than I'd care to admit over the week-long test period. But no subject comes without its doubters, and 2XKO is no different. Among a collection of mostly positive constructive criticisms was a larger-scale discussion among the fighting game community surrounding the game's combo system, citing this game's combos as having two flaws. 1, the combos are too long, and 2, the combos are too easy. A popular tweet on this subject goes on to claim that there are 0 memorable moments in fighting game history revolving around someone doing a really long combo, which was responded to quite negatively. However, given that this is a criticism that has been repeated by multiple alpha testers, enough so that this particular stance gained traction on the internet, I think we should take a closer look at it. Let's discuss that first point, the one that combos are too long. Now, personally, I feel that of the two, this is the point with the most traction. Admittedly, combos do go on for a while in this game. 2XKO has quite the lenient juggle system, allowing for long air combos. The assist and handshake tag system makes it easy to pick back up off attacks that would otherwise end a sequence, and the game allows for 1 OTG pickup from a hard knockdown per combo that lets you basically restart after using certain enders. That being said, the opinion that this is a bad thing is more worth arguing. Most people will tell you they don't like long combos because they're boring. You have to watch your character get hit for over 10 seconds before getting to play again, and some people just don't enjoy this part of fighting games, preferring button-to-special conversions more like Samsho or early Street Fighter. And that's okay, people can have their preferences, but I believe stating this is objectively detracting from the overall game experience is a heavily biased opinion. So let's talk about what longer combos can add to the game experience. Firstly is the one I'm sure you've heard before, player expression. The more free-flowing a combo system, the more directions you have to take your combos, and the more expression you can put into your individual playstyle. This is something that 2XKO does perfectly, and at the risk of sounding biased myself here, I think has one of the most expressive combo systems I've ever seen in a fighting game, if not the most expressive. 2XKO's various different launchers, juggle tools, knockdowns, OTGs, and extenders make for an extremely expressive system even solo, and throwing your assist character into the mix cranks it to a whole nother level. The game is clearly designed around assists providing unique combo utility, with assists that pick up off the ground for big extensions, ones that slow the opponent down to allow for a slower move to hit more easily, ones that put up set play to use for later, and straight no-nonsense combo filler to hole up gaps in your points combo structure. To top it all off, you can use the game's handshake tag system to swap to your assist character after calling it if you need to finish the route on a character with more favorable enders, and if you're running the freestyle fuse, you can even swap right back for some seriously stylish routing. These fuses also build on combo expression, with nearly all of them holding unique, irreplaceable utility in regards to combo structure. Freestyle allows for double handshake tags, 2x assist allows you to call 2 assists one after the other, double down lets you cancel supers into supers to dump the damage on, rage gives you a unique dash cancel with huge ramifications, and pulse is a simple auto combo style for those who don't want to bother learning long routes. All of these different mechanics compound on one another and make for a combo system that is about as expressive as a blank easel and the world's biggest color palette. That is to say, if you can dream it up, it probably works. The second thing that I think long combos do to this game's benefit is related to how they interact with the burst system. 2XKO has a burst meter that, when full, lets you escape from a combo whenever you want. Having a limited combo structure would make interactions with burst quite limited as well. The opponent would simply react to the first few hits with burst, and they'd either get out, or you would stop your combo intentionally to bait the burst and punish them. This is quite reductive to the game's engagement with the burst system, as if a combo only lasted 3 hits or so, not only would you probably be taking more damage from each hit before the burst, reducing its value, it'd also be a lot less fun to interact with, as the amount of hits you could potentially bait on would be reduced as well, turning combos into a huge guessing game for both the attacker and defender. With a more free-flowing combo system, the interactions here become more complex. All of a sudden, we as the attacker can use assists to change our routing to let us block any potential burst attempts without giving up the combo entirely, and as the defender, we can wait from anywhere to 5 to 10 hits and tank that damage until we're sure our opponent has decided not to bait during this combo. Additionally, simply factoring in the fact that burst exists at all reduces the negative impact of long combos. If you got hit by a big starter, burst it out, then got hit by a big starter again, maybe your opponent deserves a chance to style on you a little bit. So we've more or less shown how the game's long combos work to benefit the game's overall design, with player expression and decision-making being put at the forefront to make for an extremely engaging experience. But what about that second critique, that these combos are all too easy? Frankly, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say this is a blatantly misinformed opinion. This take largely stems from the fact that, like its prototype shell, Rising Thunder, this game removes motion inputs altogether and places special moves on a single button. This does objectively make inputting the single attack you want at any given time easier, but to boil that down into special move is easy, so combos are easy, is a really backwards take. But instead of spending 5 more minutes talking about how motion inputs don't necessarily relate to executional difficulty, let's look at what 2XKO does to make its combos challenging and thus rewarding to execute. First and most obviously is that free-flowing structure I mentioned. With combos as free and extensive as they are, it's going to be a lot harder to crank maximum damage out of them than it would be if this game had simple button-button special combos, since the metaphorical tree of combo routes is 10 yacillion times larger than a more streamlined system. Combos utilize launchers, assists, handshake tags, OTGs, DHCs, BNBs, GGs, and just about every single system this game throws into play other than burst, meaning you're gonna have to get really creative to find your diamond in the rough perfect combo. But that's not really execution. It would take a long time to find something like this, but if all you had to do was mash the right buttons in the right order, it would just kind of be like inputting a really long cheat code to unlock big mix-up mode in Grand Theft Bracket 5. So, is the execution in this game challenging in its own way? Yes! Rather than try to explain to you how every single combo in this game creates executional difficulty by sending you through a vocab list of fighting game tech, let's just look at one combo and explain what makes it hard. The combo I'm going to be discussing is the hardest combo I personally learned in my 2XKO experience, and it is a route exclusive to the two characters I play, with Yasuo as my point and Echo as my assist. This combo starts off a simple jab starter, and follows up the magic series until we get to Yasuo's launcher, 3H. Pretty simple, just hit light, light, medium, heavy, and down forward heavy to get to the next part of the combo. Alright, not too bad, things are looking pretty easy. Maybe those guys were dive kick loops. This combo forces you to execute a sort of loop, going in and out of the same special move multiple times in a row to extend it. These can sometimes be very easy, and sometimes they can also be really, really hard. Can you guess which one this is? These loops can be quite challenging for a few reasons, but let's just break it down step by step. First, you jump and then after a short delay, input Yasuo's dive by holding the S1 button. If you do this immediately after jumping, you can whiff from farther ranges, and if you wait too long, they'll tech out or you won't land close enough to keep going, so you gotta be precise. Immediately upon landing, you'll need to cancel this dive into Yasuo's Calm stance, inputting down in S1. The next hit is his stance M, but it's not as simple as it seems. You need to Kara cancel this S1 from Yasuo's step follow-up from the stance, first inputting forward and quickly inputting M afterwards. But it's not as simple as that either, as you need to get it late enough into the dash that you go the distance required to continue the loop. I'm no timing genius, but to me the Kara window feels like around 8 frames, and you'll need to land that Kara stance M in the last 3 or so for the best shot at continuing the route. Assuming you've done this properly, you'll need to cancel into jump and immediately input the dive again, then rinse repeat. You need to get a sequence of 3 perfect dives, stance cancels, and Kara stance M's in order to complete this part of the combo. But if you thought it got any easier from here, you're sorely mistaken. The next part of the combo requires us to do fancy delays, assist calls, and handshake tags to finish the route. First starting with a quick stance cancel from the Kara stance M into stance 2H, followed by a forward jump JH. This part of the combo is where I personally drop it the most, as it's deceptively tricky. You need to hit this JH very close to the opponent so that an assist call on the next hit will reach the opponent. If you press JH too early, this assist call will whiff and your combo will drop a couple hits down the line. However, if you press it too late, you'll either be too low to the ground to continue, whiffing the attack, or you'll be so close to the bottom of the screen that the previously referenced assist call will get a sour hit. To briefly explain, the assist we're going to call soon is Time Winder, a projectile that slows down the opponent if it hits late into its activation, where it'll float slower and deploy some blue energy around it. If we're too early, we'll drop into the Time Winder before this and lose our opportunity to continue the string. Assuming you got that right, you'll cancel the JH into Yasuo's J2H and call the assist, but of course it could never be that simple. The assist you're calling, Time Winder, is on 4T, meaning you have to hold backwards to call it. The attack you need to do is J2H, meaning you have to hold down to use it. See the problem? Luckily, if you're able to get your joystick into the down back position in one swift motion, you can activate this attack and call the assist at the same time, but it can be tricky to immediately snap to a down back position in the middle of a combo if you're not used to it. And that's not even mentioning that, once again, forever and always, it's not that simple. Assists in this game can be charged, and wouldn't luck have it that we need to charge this assist to its max to get the toss we want, meaning for the next 3 hits of the combo, we'll need to hold down the button for the assist the entire time. Hope your assist button is in an ergonomic place on your controller, or your hand is going to cramp up real fast. While holding this down, you're then going to want to do the 3 hits of Yasuo's air Rekkas with a press of S1, S1, then S2. Do I even need to tell you it's not that simple anymore? 'Cause it's not. You need to delay the hits of this Rekka to close to max to again extend the duration this time winder is on the screen so we get that slowdown effect, 'cause otherwise we'll fall into it before it's ready and lose the combo. And in case you're wondering, no, we can't just call the assist earlier in the combo, because he has to spawn close enough to Yasuo for the time winder to hit, that only being possible after we use the J2H to stall his air momentum. Assuming you've done all this right so far, you've made it to the end game. After inputting the S2 for Yasuo's final Rekka, you're going to handshake tag to Echo down on the bottom of the screen and begin charging his forward special 2 by holding the button. While this is happening, Yasuo will spike the opponent into the time winder, your attack will finish charging, and then you can cancel it into down special 2 to launch them away and finish the combo with one more fully charged S2 at a slight delay so that they don't land before you hit it or fly over it. After you've done all that, the combo is done, and you've proven that you have what it takes to execute a combo in 2XKO. Except after this, what you'll want to do next is perform a challenging left-right 50-50 into an equally demanding combo to get the kill off a 2-touch sequence. But we don't have all day just to talk about this game's routing, as fun as it is to discuss. With the combination of button presses, holds, stance transitions, Kara cancels, assist calls, stalls, handshake tags, and loops, it should be very clear that this is not an easy combo, and it's not like I'm going out of my way to do the most ridiculous thing possible here. There are easier combos than this. As a matter of fact, when I learned this combo, I first learned the dive kick loop with a slightly easier ender that leaves a bit of damage on the table, then learned the echo part with the time winder assist and all, but that's not the point. The point is, combos in this game reward you for being good at executing them. If I can do the dive kick loops, I can squeeze a lot more damage out of them than if I did Magic Series confirms into a simple knockdown. And I can also utilize my unique character pairing to vary the route to set up what happens afterwards. In this scenario, I'm ending the combo as Echo intentionally to set up for a 50-50 that only he can do, and I'm rewarded for paying special attention to my team composition and its strengths with a route that is stylish, fun, and gets the job done. Oh, and it's probably not even optimal. This game's combo system barely ekes out over the bald eagle as the single most free substance on the planet. So hopefully, if you looked at this game with discontent due to its choice to remove special inputs and long combo structure, you can see things a little more positively now. This game is going to be truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience once it drops, and I would love nothing more than to see the whole FGC rally behind an exceptional title and unify under the love of the game. And if any game is going to bring us together, it's looking like it could be this one. Final note before wrapping things up, the devs actually did address these complaints in a developer blog and discussion, accepting the criticism and saying that certain characters' combos feeling too long is something they're open to looking at changing, so it's possible the biggest problem children may have their combos reduced in length just a little bit anyways. Looking at you, Ari. For now though, that's all. This has been Adventure, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.